it just seems like an odd kind of setup that you would pick the Maokai into the Swain, in my opinion.
Well, we'll see now. I think they're going to go even. Ember is known for playing as tank, so he's very happy to sit down and not honestly focus so much in the lane, wait for those team fights to be effective. You have Bloodraven's Alistair as well, should be doing work in these team fights, which you can actually get the triple knock-up here if you go for the Alistair combo into Rek'Sai, into Maokai, the Maokai
Arcane Smash, yes.
Yeah.
No Yasuo to take advantage of it though. Sad times.
I don't know, the triple knockups alone are still pretty funny to watch. There's a few combos like that. Like one of my personal favorites, I think, is the 3 life Aatrox.
Oh, stop! Yeah.
Where you go Aatrox, you have a Zilean in the game, you go GA,
and then you're passive. Yeah, it's not a fun time.
I mean, you're still stuck playing Aatrox. So
yes, Aatrox is not a fun champion. But ladies and gentlemen, we are on to the Rift for this best of one. See which one now. Both teams undefeated so far, only played one game each, so one team will be losing their streak. Ferocity, the reigning champions from QCon last year, looking to keep their reign strong and solid all the way through, but pretty standard starts for both of the teams. No one really going to be going super aggressive at this stage anyway.
Yeah, the lineup, of course, has changed from Ferocity a little bit since we last saw them. I think the only people staying there is the mid laner who actually only ended up subbing in for them. And that is, of course, the support as well. I believe Bloodraven was also playing at that time.
Yeah, we do have a pause straight away. We had one in our earlier game as well. I'm not quite sure what the issue is, obviously. We are completely blind to this kind of stuff. But yeah, so let's have a look at like the difference between kind of like Elise and the Rek'Sai. What kind of, what kind of route should Steve Yingyip be looking to kind of go for? Like what kind of jungle route? Should he be looking to focus top lane, mid lane? Where should he be going in reaction to Toe Grinder, who we assume is just going to be farming heavily?
Well, you see, if you assume he's farming heavily, that's fine, but what I expect both junglers to do is you want to go the 2-buff start with a camp in the middle, because then you probably focus towards top lane for the Elise at the very least. Oh no, for the Rek'Sai even, simply because you have that CC lockup. And early on, Rek'Sai does provide a decent amount of damage as well, so I'd like to see that. What Elise can do is be up there to respond and make sure the Swain walks away comfortably.
Yeah, we see Bloodraven angling towards that Tribush, has put down a ward. Will they be able to kill it? They will, so that's 10 gold going over to Weave Nation. But will Bloodraven, he looks like he wants to delay this. He did this in his earlier game as well. They just want to delay the jungler a little bit, but I don't know if he's confident enough knowing that they all saw him put the ward down.
Yeah, I think he is just going to walk away from that. They're going to start there straight away. And what they've kind of done with that is given away that Rek'Sai is starting top side. So you're probably going to see a reverse here. Rek'Sai might be going bot early on, which honestly could work out well for them. Difficult to break through Braum's Unbreakable early on, though. So it'll be on Bloodraven and XJ to bait that out before the Rek'Sai comes down.
Yeah, early push coming out from Ferocity, and they're trying to get a little bit of an advantage off, as we see now. Takeda and Bloodraven just trading blows, but the concussive blows are actually a big thing in this game, because if you can stun up that Alistair pretty quickly without him being able to get a combo off, it can stop like an entire engage from Ferocity.
Well, later on it shouldn't be so much an issue, because you have that Unbreakable Will, can simply just cancel it out and you immediately engage from there. On the other side though, as you were saying, they're going to push in because they're looking for this level 2 early on. If they can get it, all Braum has is that Winter's Bite to protect the Ezreal. Ezreal has no way of escaping, and they can quickly combo and go for it, and it looks like they might.
They might be going for it now. Bloodraven, though, just going to jump on the Takeda. They're still level 1 versus level 2. Nice flash there from Takeda, but here we go. It's going to be an early gank, level 2 gank. They don't really know who they're going for right now. There is Cocoon, either Gnosis, CC. That's just pressure given back over towards Weave Nation, and that was a bit of an early gank, but knowing this as well, I feel like had Toe Grinder been on the opposite side, towards the top side, he could have been able to invade that blue buff. So that was actually pretty damn risky.
Well, not even that. I would have said that if they landed the concussive blows, or even the Winter's Bite onto Sivir there, XJ could have been caught up by the Elise, who simply could have autoed him for the stun. The issue was, when you go into so without CC, you're extremely reliant on your laner to land theirs. Didn't see it there, so everyone gets to walk away.
Yeah, everyone gets to walk away, and the gold's still pretty damn even right now. Flash, engaged, nice double knock up there from Bloodraven as they drop down the exhaust on the Takeda. They do see Lupa just getting out barely. They drop down the exhaust. There's the heal as well from Lupa. They're going to be able to keep him alive. Very nicely done. They do use the heal and the exhaust, but they burn the flash off and the exhaust from the side of Bloodraven. So big engage cool from the from the Alistar just gone there.
Yeah, you see, they thought they could take out the Braum because his flash was down. That's why they focused him ahead of it. But the Unbreakable blocked a lot of the damage early on. Then he still had the sustain from his potions ready to go. Just couldn't burst through it this early in the game.
No, just couldn't do it at all. And Toe Grinder, both junglers visiting this bot lane very, very early. They can see it where they're trying to put a lot of pressure on this bot lane in particular. As we see now, the Dune forced to flash away, used his shadow very early on in a trade with the new the changes that came out. I think it was like 2 or 3 patches ago. 25-second rank 1 shadow cooldown is huge. Can't spam it as much as you used to.
And even before that, you can still very easily force a Z flash. It's similar to Fizz, where if you see him use the Playful Trickster early on in the lane, you can just go straight. He's forced to flash away.
Yeah, a bit of an engage there. Good spell shield means the concussive blows do not land, but that's going to be Lupa aggressively going in. They're trying to go into XJ, forcing the heal out of him. There's just so much damage, forcing the flash. Ooh, the Mystic Shot just misses, and they're going to try to turn on the Blood Raven, but there's so many minions now. Aggroed, he jumps in. First Blood goes over to the Alistar. Mess with the bull and you get the horns, and that was an interesting trade between the bot lanes, to say the least.
I would honestly say the most damage in that fight was definitely done by the minions, because what happened there was XJ walked straight up, which is why he went solo initially in the fight and Lupa was able to re-engage. He was tanking up the full minion wave, which was actually slightly larger than a regular one at that point. Yeah. Then you saw that Braum, it's over. Oh, wait.
Oh, Ember. One more auto attack. Oh, will he flash? Oh, it doesn't matter. She just ticks down straight away. And that is an easy kill. Flash was already used by Ember in an earlier exchange, so he had no way of escaping. Grindel kind of coming through for his team right there, putting the pressure down onto the tree, really doing nicely there.
Just missing out in that first blood gold by just about 30 seconds, I'd say.
About 40, yeah, about 40 seconds.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him, but still, Maokai shouldn't be too worried about this. He can just build straight MR from here and just try tank up, because all he has to do is be able to get farms. So as long as he's able to do that, he'll still be useful to the team regardless of how far behind he goes.
Yeah, looks like Wolfie trying to go back. Hasn't got a TP on his mid laner, which is actually we're seeing the double TP meta a little bit more often, but neither team really kind of going for that either. As we see a little bit more engaged there. Wolfie gets engaged upon, but it was an elaborate ruse. There comes the death mark. They're trying to jump onto Wolfie. He will not go down. Toe Grinder picks up a kill onto the Dune. And that was just over aggression being punished, and Toe Grinder in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, and actually punishing the lack of flash as well. But this is going to be Ember jumping straight on. We were talking about minion aggro early on, and it is doing work for him in this trade as well. And just good use of the wave there by Ember to try to put some pressure down onto Grindel. Hadn't been struggling previously, but he's just going to sustain it all back up now.
Yeah, that ultimate is the worst. Like, in the laning sense, it is the worst.
Yeah, but you still see Ember try something here, and he's going to.
He's going to go try for it. He gets the never move on top of him, but he uses a Toe Grinder helping him out as Grindel forced to use the ultimate to try and heal up a little bit. Has got the catalyst. Doesn't quite work as it used to, unfortunately. It's got changed very recently with the Mage mashup even, the mid-season magic. But it's still a very, very good item, something that Grindel's going to really need. As we see now, Ember jumping on the never move. Does hit on the back end of it though, but it's going to be Grindel nearly going down. Top side, it's going to be actually Toe Grinder whipping over its top side. Blood Rage like this as well as Ember not quite able to get the kill off on top of him. Ooh, so close. They do end up getting another kill, so that is another kill going on Toe Grinder. Gets himself a nice early start, and as, like you said, he's been able to make the moves, and I think that one was a little bit more set up for him because it was so low going into it, but he did use the path he said he would.
Yeah, and I was expecting there actually him to be there earlier on, because what happened was he went back for the Scuttle Crab when he could have just gone straight up when the man originally went to advance. I don't think he was expecting Grindel to walk forward on such low health, and Maokai almost soloing him. But as it was, they end up getting the kill anyway. They do blow the Rek'Sai flash in response, but we're going to see another big trade down the bot lane.
You see another big trade though. Concussive blows are down onto XJ. He gets stunned up. He's got an exhaust down. The double exhaust. Will XJ go down? Heal goes down. Lupa picks himself up a kill. Will they be able to learn on the Blood Raven? They get a double kill in the bot lane. And Weeb Nation making a mark on this bot lane. That was actually really, really well done from them. They baited in the engage and then went for the counter.
Yeah, and it's a really nice dragon to start with as well. This is the Infernal Dragon. They have Elise coming down. If Wolfie plays too far forward, he will get jumped on. Toe Grinder's around for the steal. Lupa and Takeda low. This could be the fight they want.
I don't know. They're going good cocoon there, but a lot of damage coming in. There's the TP coming in as well. And Steve gets up. Takeda's just tanking the dragon for no reason. They get the Mystic Shot, or the True Shot barrage off as well. There are two very, very low people there trying to jump on top of this. the Dune maybe going in on top of this. He's already used all his items. He's trying to get a little bit more damage onto Wolfie. Not able to get him. Yes, he does. He picks up one. The Dune trying to go back out of it. Nearly gets himself a double kill, but it's going to be a double kill over to Ember, who pops up the Slicing Maelstrom. While all this was happening, though, I don't think they can go for Dragon as of now. Maybe they can. They are very, very low. They need to be super careful.
Yeah, but they do have a little time now. They just killed everyone. What actually happened there was Wolfie was finished off by the Dragon on the backside of that fight. The ult didn't quite have enough to finish him, but the Dragon auto, while it was still procced, immediately destroyed him. Then Dune tried to escape. Was a bit late in that one, and from there, Ferocity taking the fight just because it was a bad Dragon call this early on, because you saw how easily Karma was able to chunk out the Elise, who was still only level 5.
Yeah, another Infernal Drake though going over, so that's going to be it is going to be two Infernal Drakes potentially for one team. Let's see what they want to go for now, because if Ferocity can get the double Infernal, that is huge late game scaling as well, and you could potentially go for a third if you wanted to as well, if it came up.
And the percentage damage is really important for a team that's relying effectively a hyper carry comp, because you want this person to pump out as much damage as possible. Plus it improves the shields of Karma and even the damage of Karma as backup. You saw, Wolfie's plenty able to chunk out himself.
Yeah, he's doing very, very well. Looks like it's going to be a Youmuu's rush for the Dune. Not actually going towards a Hex Tech, which I kind of wish he would have made him a little bit more tankier, obviously being able to trade a little bit better, but he would lose obviously out in that damage.
Yeah, the Hex Drinker would definitely help him. You wouldn't lose that much damage, to be honest. You still get to build the Serrated Dirk. You lose out in the CDR more than anything. But the Hex Drinker early on, and then you go into Youmuu's, then you finish out the Maw, would have been perfectly fine. He decided, no, I want the early damage as quick as possible, but with 2 exhausts, I'm not sure this is the right call, as we saw how much he struggled to put down his damage in the last fight.
I really do. We see now Toe Grinder is around this bot side. Level 6 was hit by both bot lanes. You see a little bit of engaged. Nice. Actually, Ember gets himself out of Beatrice's range, and actually going to be able to do a lot here. Ooh, Steve just misses the Cocoon, just overestimated the range on that one. But right now the pressure definitely in favor of Ferocity. Hasn't turned into a huge gold lead, but the Dragon is definitely helping them out. Ember with Dinder finally said, oh, here we go, the Dune might be in a bit of trouble. Not quite able to get anything off of this now. See Ember going back onto Grindel. He doesn't really have the minion with to sustain off of this, but I'm curious to see what they want to do. If the Cocoon can land again, just overestimating how far it will go. Kind of a wasted summoner, or wasted spell even.
They probably would have won that 2v2 unless the Dune immediately chunked them out. Doesn't quite have the damage to do. Maybe if the Cocoon had landed onto a Karma he could have, but realistically if the Cocoon had landed there and the Dune had just gone all in, could have gone for them.
Yeah, we actually see a 20 CS lead in favor of Grindel as he gets engaged upon now. He might see the Never move, but he's just taking a Bambi Cinder and auto attacks there from Ember. Ember is burning on this bird, and it's very, very interesting. Ferocity seem to be kind of, the longer this laning phase goes on, the stronger they seem to be kind of looking in these plays.
Well, you see what happens in that lane. They're consistently getting... Okay, let's see the Dune.
Oh, the Dune actually just misses out the cube. It doesn't quite get away from it. Flashes and goes in. Oh, there's Ignite ticking. There it is! The Dune outplays Wolfie in the mid lane. Not enough damage. The cooldowns didn't quite work out for Wolfie. And they end up picking themselves up a nice solo kill, which looked like Wolfie was going to take it himself. Very, very nicely done there by the Dune, and keeps himself really, really healthy in this lane. 2-2, 79 CS, and still going strong. But top lane, they're going to take the first turret of the game. And that's going to be a first little bit of a gold advantage going over to Ferocity.
Yeah, and they still have the objective lead because you saw that Dragon go down early on. We'll see if they continue forward like this. I would expect them to, because you've seen the Weeb Nation just kind of struggling in terms, they're making the plays in the lanes, but struggling to capitalize in terms of objectives. And as I say that, they decide, you know what, let's just do something crazy. Let's just Cocoon, let's just repel in, have a little fun with it.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting gank path there from Steve, and trying to see if he could do something for his bot lane, and not sure it quite worked out for him, unfortunately. But again, it's only about a 1300 gold lead. It's not unassailable by any margin. But do they want to go Toe Grinder? Does find Steve waiting in the jungle. The Dune trying to put down some hurt onto Wolfie. But again, not a huge amount they can do really. It's very hard to catch and kill either a Zed or a Karma. So unless they landed a Cocoon or a very good knockup, I don't imagine much will be happening there.
Yeah, you see they're waiting to have the jungler there anytime they really go for the plays. And anytime the 1v1s come up, you can see the Dune is able to outplay just to the last second though in that last fight, but it is kind of 50-50 from there. On the other side, you're seeing these consistent twisted advances into Swain and getting the Grasp of the Undying proc off, Arcane Smashing, walking away. It's a really simple trade that, because you have Kavami Cinder, you can get very easily, because you walk into the wave, you get that Grasp of the Undying proc because it counts as being in combat. You just jump onto him, knock him away, get out of there.
They really are. He's actually caught up in farm. He was about 20 CS down. Now he's only about 10. So he's catching up very, very nicely. And 3-1-1. He's actually gotten the majority of the kills for his team. So imagine he's sitting pretty on quite a few decent items. He's got the Chain Vest, the Bammy Cylinder, and the Spectral Cow, meaning he's pretty damn solid right now. Yeah,
he's probably going to go for those Merc Treads as well, with that second Null Magic Mantle now built. And once you have the Merc Treads, that Never Move really means nothing for Maokai. So
it means very little anyway.
I mean, honestly, he can twist advance out of it. It's very difficult to catch him in the first place, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, they're going to go for Rift Herald, and that's actually a pretty smart decision from Ferocity. They know, they just saw in the bot lane that the Ezreal was there, not the Ezreal, sorry, the Elise, I should say. There was a lot of damage going off in the bot lane. Had to force Bloodraven to use his ultimate, but nothing else ends up coming out of it. But Rift Herald goes over to the Maokai, and that's actually going to be a huge for Ember. He's able to stay now in this lane and get back even harder.
Yeah, you're seeing this bot lane for Weeb Nation is probably their strongest point. You also have the Dune in there. He's kind of going about 50-50, but anytime it comes down to those solo plays, he seems able to make it work. What Ferocity need to do is they need to realize that our strength is in team fighting. We need to get the items on the right people so we can start that as soon as possible.
Yeah, Roa, Rod of Ages finished up there for Grindle in the top side, so he's going to be stacking that up nicely. Should be finished around the 25-minute mark. That should be a very nice thing there. Youmuu's finished up for the Dune on the Zed in the mid lane. He's actually picked up a 20 CS lead, as we see now Ember going in ham against Grindle, and as I said, this is the power of the Rift Herald buff, able to trade and do a lot more. Also, dodging skill shots helps. Oh, Toe Grinder. Need to be so careful. TP coming in, but it's going to be Takeda getting a little bit too far ahead. They actually go straight on top of him. He is going to get bursted down. Toe Grinder picks himself up another kill. Steve jumping in. I'm not quite sure that's where you want to be, Elise. Tries to jump back as well. Not really away from this. It's 5-man of Ferocity. Just power in. They are going for the Infernal Drake. That will be the second one for them. Let's see if Lupa can try something. He's going to go for it. I can feel it. I can feel it calling in the air at night. Ooh, actually Lupa flashing and healing. They had vision on him as well. As we see now both mid lane and top trying to push in, get a bit more of an advantage if they can, but the Dune's going to have to get the hell out of dodge. He is actually a little bit overextended right now, forced to use the ultimate straight away. Exhaust goes down, knocked up, knocked back, and goes down to Wolfie. Doesn't even get the kill on the Toe Grinder. That was just a bit greedy. He used his shadow to try and clear the wave, and that was just not really worth it.
Yeah, Double Infernal is literally the strongest dragon combo you can get early on in the game, so nice to see that for Ferocity.
Oh my god.
Weeb Nation really struggling. We're actually going to see the Triple Infernal as a possibility, and with Double Infernal already.
That is 12% or 16%. I can't exactly remember exactly how much it is, but it's a lot of AP and AD to be going onto your
24.
team. Like, it's 24%.
24.
Oh my god, they're already at 16%. They're going to be up to 24. And if you get an Infernal Drake on top of that, that is 48% increased AP and AD. That is insane amounts of stats to be going on to anybody.
It's one of those games where you wish you'd pick G and AD carry. He's the best scaling in terms of how much AD you can build. Because you can get up to you can get towards 600 in a normal game. So you'd be sitting comfortably around that 800 mark.
On AD alone, plus the crits.
Yeah.
Kind of silly. But there is no Jhin, so there is no point in us really dwelling on it too long. Sunfire Cape finished up for Maokai and Ember on that one. They actually might go in on top of Toe Grinder, but he's already super tanky. He's got a lot of health on top of him. It doesn't even have to, you said this as well, he doesn't even have to build the warriors because he's got the extra 16% AD buff on top of him. So he's alright to build Cinderhulk and Giant Spells, which I imagine will be going into a Runance.
I assume you mean Randuin's.
Randuin's, not a Runance.
I'd kind of like to see the Runance at this
That'd
point.
Be cool. That'd be cool.
If it worked in melee.
Oh, there we go. Double knock up there from the side of Ferocity as they look to go in. There's a Glacial Fissure trying to disengage. Bloodraven pops the ultimate, still going in strong. Toe Grinder gets another lock up onto Lupa. He's still going strong. The Never Move. They may be able to turn this around. Toe Grinder has been shut down. That kill goes over to Lupa, and they have no more mana on top of Bloodraven. Here comes Grindle. He's got so much damage to kind of go for this. He pops down Beatrice. They're trying to continue to go on to this. They're down into the tower. Bloodraven's the next one now. Lupa picks himself up a kill. Grindle picks up a triple. triple. And that's going to be Steve going down for no reason whatsoever. He just decided to auto-attack a turret that wasn't even low. But nonetheless, it was an execute, so it's still a 3 for none. Very, very nice re-engage for the side of Weave Nation.
Yeah, and Grindle playing it exactly how you want to play the Swain. Just able to run straight at them. And you can see how much XJ was struggling. You can't actually spell shield really anything Swain does. Tried to use it there, didn't come off. The only thing you can spell shield is his E, but that of course goes down at the start of the trade. Missed the opportunity to do that, and from there quickly went down. You can see attempting to survive off Warlord's procs, but again, this way, everyone at such low health bars though. Ferocity just coming out of that on the wrong side of it, but see if Weave Nation can push forward. They're still very behind in gold.
It's 400 gold at this stage. It's more the dragons I'm more concerned about. 2 Infernal Dragons with a third on the way means that Ferocity are going to be gunning for that third dragon. Really, really big stats. So it has to be the side of Weave Nation to stop this in its track. They need 1, pick up 1 for themselves, and 2, stop this crazy, crazy snowball, because if you thought that 16% out of AD and AP was going to be huge, 24% is nearly unassailable.
Yeah, we should see that started pretty much, as people want to fight that as soon as possible, because they still have that 16% AD AP. They can still absolutely fight very easily, but the issue is you really want Sivir to get to at least that 2-item spike, because right now she's just not putting out the consistent damage she needs to, and XJ is struggling in these fights because it seems that... Okay, wait a second.
Oh, Wolfie, he flashes, still gets caught out, uses his exhaust just to try and mitigate some of the damage. They actually might not be able to catch him. They haven't got any more concussive blows. Here comes Toe Grinder coming in, but Grindle off onto the side. Toe Grinder getting caught again. The Never Move is still been used. Bloodraven slowly but surely getting in. Here we go, the re-engage from Ember. He tries to go in. Takeda takes a headbutt. He goes down. Now Steve on the wrong side of this. Lupa gonna go down as well. Steve, run, you little spider. Run as fast as you can. Flash, and he's going to be able to get away, scuttling away through there. The Dune, though, the Dune might look for something. There's a lot of healthy members of Ferocity, though, but they do end up taking it the bot lane. Lupa and Takeda really going too hard for that.
Yeah, and a lot of failed engages from both sides. We just saw Ferocity lose off an attempted engage and then the re-engage destroying them. There we saw it was the top laner again who turned it around. Ember coming in, managed to get some nice kills off the back of it as well, with Lupa going solo, having to force the heal early as well, so no move speed to escape that Maokai. And we could see another overstay, but it looks like they've learned their lesson. Gonna walk away from this.
Yeah, the itemization though from Steve is very strange. Sork shoes into a Warden's Mail. Looks like he's going towards a Frozen Heart, but realistically, it's the Karma mid-game damage that's doing a huge chunk against him. So he needs to make sure that he's not, you know, overly committing to the armor, because the armor is going to absolutely, you know, do great against a Sivir, but then Wolfie's just going to completely chunk him out because he has no magic resist.
Well, the handy thing with Frozen Heart is you will be able to slow the attack speed, which is important when you have most of your damage coming from this Sivir, and the fact that she's only just getting to that attack speed proc, you'll basically nullify towards that second item.
Is that an Essence Reaver being built for the Ezreal, for Lupa? Oh, I should say that now, though. Bloodraven goes a little bit too ham. He's going to get stunned up. He uses ultimate, does save it, which is important. There is a dragon, Infernal Dragon coming up 10 seconds to say. But they are going to lose the last outer turret. It's going to be the last outer turret for both teams going down. But Ferocity, you can tell, they have their eyes set on this dragon. They really want that third dragon.
Yeah, no, the Essence Reaver is not a good call here.
No, the Essence Reaver is terrible.
You don't want it, especially because you already built here, but here's the fight.
Here is the fight.
Ferocity
coming in. Takeda gets caught out again. He's going to get bursted out. Good 4-man knockup, but there's nobody around. They are going to take down the support eventually, and that is going to be pretty much a free 4th dragon unless they want to go for this. The Dune needs to go for some kind of crazy outplay. It's getting chunked down so quickly. Bloodraven just going to play a keep away for the side of his team. He's going to go in top of it. Oh, it's anything. The 3rd dragon going over. Now the fight ensues. It's going to be Steve jumping up on top of this. Never Move just misses completely. XJ getting zoned out. He actually ends up spell shielding nothing and gets completely got out. Wolfie trying to push down damage, ends up getting a kill. But nice Zonya's there on the backside trying to stop the Doom from getting his damage down, but they are not touching Lupa just constantly putting down the damage, keeping everyone there in the team. But in the end it ends up being a 2 for 2, but the dragon more importantly went over to the side of Ferocity. That is 24% added AP and AD. I honestly don't think there's much else that they could do, because I bet you anything will look at this now and it'll be, yeah, I was gonna say it'd be a mountain trying to add more kind of misery into this late game.
Yeah, these are the perfect dragons for any game. These are the ones you want where in early lead completely turn the game. But Takeda, just after getting caught out, I want to go for it again.
Takeda's positioning has been questionable at best.
Yeah, it's one of those times where you really don't want to stand behind the Braum, because the Braum's in the wrong place.
Yeah, Brahm's more like stand behind me so they can catch you.
Yeah. But yeah, we were talking about as well, the Essence Reaver build for Lupa isn't really going to work for him. You can see he's going to struggle to put out damage in that 2-item spike, which would have been great, because he had that tier. Isn't quite stacked yet, would be stacking quicker if he finished the Merman early, Mana Moon even early on, would probably
He's
be
got
sitting on
5
Merman.
kills though, so he's actually doing not badly.
Yeah, but it's mostly because he's either they're not able to get to him because the rest of his team is in the way, or simply because he's slippery as Ezreal and would put out more damage had he built different items. However, as you said, making it work. We'll see if he can continue to do so though, because Ferocity have been pulling ahead in these fights, and that Essence Reaver will not scale well.
No, the Essence Reaver is definitely a bit of an interesting one. I honestly would have preferred to see him go for maybe a Last Whisper 3rd item, just to kind of keep the normal build path is the the Bilgewater Cutlass, but I still think, or from the Bilgewater Cutlass I should say, I still think though, because of the amount of armor that's being built on top of this Maokai right now, like nearly getting towards its Frozen Heart as well, it's pretty scary to think that like they have nothing to really shred them apart from the Zed, and the Zed shouldn't really be going anywhere near the Maokai.
Yeah, they will have that attack speed slow as well, but what you'd want to see is realistically you'd want the Last Whisper into the Blade of the Rune King. You wouldn't want to finish out a Last Whisper item because it'd be a bit of a waste in terms of damage from there, so they're better off going for that Blade of the Rune King, but as we've seen, he's not going the conventional build, so we could see anything come out next.
We could see anything come out next. Toe Grinder on the hunt has been popped. That's a good Glacial Fissure. The X-J got completely jumped on at the start of this. The Dune taking so much damage. He gets popped. Ember picking up a first kill. XJ is still alive on the backside. Steve, the next one possibly going to fall though, as they just keep chasing him down. It's going to be 2v1 there. It's going to be Toe Grinder picking up that kill. Lupa trying his best to stay away, forced to heal. Ember is godlike on this Maokai. 717 picking himself up another kill. Grindel, you are tanky, but you are not that big. It's going to be a clean ace eventually, going over to Ferocity as they completely clean up 5 for nothing. That's Baron and possibly even more.
Yeah, and you can see there actually, the Swain was doing so well, and then Wolfie showed up with the Morellonomicon and just instantly goes down.
Well, the Swain was doing fantastically, but he wasn't with the team at the start of that fight. He wasn't there. If the Swain had been there, even if it was a 5v5, I feel like they would have been able to do a lot more with that team fight. And the lane pressure, funny enough, was in favor of Weeb Nation. They had both lane and the mid lane, so that wasn't ever a big problem. Just got caught. Toe Grinder did very, very well along the side of Bloodraven, just to constantly knock up the Dune to keep him off of XJ. And Wolfie, will you get caught out this time? Here we go. They might actually be able to trade this back. They're not able to get him, unfortunately. A little bit too quick there with the shurikens as well, and Wolfie able to walk away. Toe Grinder was around there as well, but did pop another few little things off of Wolfie in terms of cooldowns, Zanyas and everything like that. But it's honestly, it's a very little too late, basically.
Well, you see what the Dune's trying to do in these fights, which is the correct thing. He's trying to immediately get rid of the Sivir, but you're seeing the power of this double exhaust plus the amount of heal this Sivir has. They can't really do much. You saw it even in that fight. Steve tried to finish off what the Zed had started. Even then, they'd forced the Sivir flash, they'd forced the Sivir heal, but when Steve jumped in, you saw the Alistair was ready, knocked him away, but so there's nothing they can really do to take these fights through these summoner spells, through this comp, and that's the power of what Ferocity's drafted in comparison to Weeb Nation. Yeah,
like it's funny that you say, like, you know, the Zed, the Dune is looking to try and burst out the XJ, but when you get rid of the Zed, like Lupa isn't there at the moment in terms of damage. He hasn't got the damage to shred tanks and to be meaningful in these fights. Yes, he might survive. Yes, he might die very quickly, but he's not going to be killing anybody. You need someone who's going to be chunking down Ember's current armor, so you need someone with just, you know, flat, like a Black Cleaver, which Zed has, just to knock that down constantly. And then you just need someone else to really kind of do damage. So they need to be engaging these fights with Grindel. Without Grindel, they can't really do much in terms of actually killing anybody.
And I like the Executioner's Calling pickup for the Sivir. We were talking about this in the pre-game lobby. That means Swain will be that much less effective in these fights. But here we go, here's another one.
Here we go, Glacial Fissure used, but Takeda is gonna go down. The TP was used as well. Toe Grinder just pushing everybody away with the tunnel. They're gonna get an inhibitor turn off of this. They might look for a pincer movement, but again, without Takeda, they don't really have the position to kind of go for this. They might just rotate to the top lane. There's a huge wave Might even go on top of Grindle, who's constantly pushing them. Poke on top of him. They never move. Oh, that's a good cocoon. They can't really capitalize on it though, because it is a karma with the movement speed. Grindle trying to go on top of this, but another engage. Grindle is the target. They have got the grievous wounds just completely nullifying his healing. Steve comes up and Steve comes down, and he is going to drop off very, very quickly. Lupa, the next one to fall, and that is going to be another inhibitor turret going down. Honestly, Ferocity could end for the game right now. They have Baron buff, they have minions, and more importantly, they have so much gold that it's not even funny. They can just end right now. The only person they can stop is the Dune, and the Dune can only kill one person.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye, the Dune. You were fun, and that is going to be the next turret falling. The Surrender actually comes out, and that is going to be Ferocity taking the game over Weave Nation, and kind of spiraled out of control at the end there.
Yeah, it started looking like, you know, those ARAMs where you end up against Nidalee Lux, Soraka and stuff, and you're just stuck sitting there.
Yeah,
you're just
like,
stuck sitting back, and you realize there's nothing we could do. And you saw that there with the Braum consistently getting caught out. They had nothing they could do in those fights, and well played by Ferocity to take it.
Yeah, very, very good. And actually,